Morning children. Lesson number 12. The climate of India. Let us continue. So I had been explaining to you the climate. Climate, the effects of a way of life. So even the factors affecting the climate of a place are as follows. The factors which affect the places are as follows. First one is temperature. Second, rainfall and direction of the wind. Third one is direction of the wind. So some places have very hot climate while some have very cold climate. So similarly, some places have very cold climate. Similarly, some get heavy rainfall. And there are places that do not get enough of rainfall. So there are same way the factors affecting the climate of a place are as follows. One is temperature. You can look at in the picture, the temperature is shown here. See the temperature where you can see the leaf of this one, how it is burned, how it has been burnt. Children, this must be an example for you to give you the weather condition is very hot, but it is a fact. It is a fact. There are places where the too much of temperature also caused the catching of the fire in the forest. So when there are temperatures very hot, even the land, the water will dry up in the river, or the land, you can see the cracks. The land will be getting the cracks. So it is only example, but it is a reality. Too much of temperature. Just imagine, for a human being also it's very hard to live because man cannot control too much of temperature. So in the forest, and what happens, the leaves will fall. After drying, the leaves will fall. So due to the heat of the sun, when the leaves get too much heated, suddenly it may cause fire. So there are examples where it has been taken place. So giving example, so that will be the temperature sometimes. So these are the factors which will affect of a place. Change in the weather pattern causes seasons. So change in the weather pattern causes seasons. So children, beginning, you ask your great grandparents how was the climate and weather those days. Those days, even I too heard from my parents and even grandparents, they would explain to us, when the monsoon begins, people would sit quietly inside and pray. Why? Because monsoons were very heavy and there will be strong blow of wind. Sometimes once the monsoon takes place, the day the rain is supposed to fall, so sometimes there are houses which have been, the tiles have been flew. The grass has been taken away. Even the mud would have been carried by the wind. So all these things would happen since the falling of the trees, the gushing of the water, the rivers has to overflow. streams has to overflow, people has to die out with the what is chillness, with the cold. Even this one hailstones would fall, people would die. Seems very big hailstones has to fall. For the wind and the breeze and the storm, the trees would fall on the houses, people would die. And those days there was no much development. In those days there wasn't much development. The roads were not proper, full of chick and mud. So now at least we have got tar roads. Roads are very super. Even whatever type of rain, so your vehicles will go smoothly on the road without much problems. But those days there were no vehicles, there were no proper roads. People are staying in a small houses and all. How according to the condition of those weather, the houses have been built. So, but people were afraid of the rain. That time the rain would fall correct time, and how many days each rain, that many days. So now the rains are not very regular. Those days the rains were very regular. So you ask your grandparents how many types of rains are there, they will tell you. Every month, every 15 days, which rain comes and joins, which is the next rain, they know, but we do not know. So people, according to the rain, even they were depending on the agriculture also. They knew that if this rain comes, this is the condition of the agriculture. This is the condition of the crop. This is the crop will come for the harvesting, cutting of the harvesting. So these people has to decide. Now we cannot predict. Now we cannot predict anything because the change in the weather pattern, the now seasons have been causing. Before, seasons were very regular. So 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. So every 3 months one season would change. But now no changing of the weather. Sometimes we do not know in which seasons we are, because completely the weather has been changed, fully the atmospheric condition has been changed. So we cannot predict exactly when the monsoons begins and ends, when the winter begins and ends, when the summer begins and ends. Now no proper seasons. So why it is happening like this? Why it is happening? It is happening only because changes in the weather pattern. Changes in the weather pattern, even the seasons have been causing according to the changes of the weather. So dear children, this is the temperature, how it causes. Rainfall. Rainfall nowadays we receive very rare rainfall. Scarcity of rainfall we have because of the deforestation. Number of trees have been cutting daily. The agriculture has been gone very down. The plantation has gone very down. The amount of water collection has gone down. Everywhere buildings have been coming. The construction is taking place. The land has been used for the purpose of the vehicles, train, metro, whatever. Of course, one side working towards the development of India, but the other side we are losing the important, the very good fertile lands for the development of the latest technologies. So once upon a time the man was depending only on farming. Of course there were plenty of trees were there, the forests were not touched, and even the monsoons were regular, seasons were regular, so man knew how to go about. But now we do not know. Man will wait month of June, July, August sometimes for the rain to begin, so there won't be any changes. So therefore now everything has been affected. Everything has been affected. Therefore, man sometimes is questioning, is it sustainable the farming is? Because of course if there is monsoon, a farmer can have a good cultivation, good crops. If the monsoon is lacking, and sometimes it comes together and everywhere flood, water, the disasters, the spoiling of the crops, the water enters the field of the crops, and also so many things are happening. So how is it? Whether farmer can survive, whether farmer can be happy with this type of conditions of weather? No. So therefore, dear children, why it is changing? It is not the changes of the weather, I can say it is a man-made mistakes. The weather is changing this way. So there are many things which already the nature has been teaching us lesson continuously through one or the other ways, but man is not able to understand. Even though man has been realized, this is the sin of a man on the earth, but still man is not able to understand. So there I can improve somewhere, we can improve somewhere, let us work for the development of country. Nothing, man is selfish. So man is very selfish. Always man thinks of himself, not of others. I want best of the things, I want best of the house, I want best of the furniture in my house, I want best of the place to construct my house. So what happens? The other way, the man is cutting the trees. Such a fertile lands are becoming plots. People are putting plots and they are selling the fertile land for the purpose of construction of the house. So if it is like this, dear children, one day we have to say goodbye to everything and you have to go. So that is what, dear children. So this is how the temperature, rainfall, direction of the wind can change the pattern of the weather, and this causes the seasons.